What's up YouTube, Cap over here, and welcome to week 3 of the RBL, as today we're taking on the 0-2 Oakland Typhlosions. So be sure to smash that like button and support the Toronto Staraptors as we continue our journey for a playoff berth. And today the three keys or things that you should watch out in this battle is, number 1 is the Bisharp. The Bisharp really is a thorn on my side, as it can totally dictate this match, having the sucker punch, the pursuit, and the sword stance. So I cannot let it dictate the match. It can simply turn the tables in his favor, and I need to make sure I don't put it in a position where Bisharp can simply set up on me and simply sweep my team, as that's a very likely possibility. The number 2 thing is, just like his Bisharp is really a table shifter, it's my Terrakion. My Terrakion can counters a lot of his team, having the close combat, the rock slide, and the X scissors, and being able to outspeed a lot of his mons unless they're not choice scarfed. So I need to preserve the Terrakion and let it come in at a later stage in the battle and prove to shift the table in my favor. So keeping Terrakion healthy and having it in a late game sweep. And then the third thing is not letting the Shuckle poison a lot of my mons, because Shuckle has the potential to stall a lot of my Pokemon, and Snorlax does counter it, having the immunity. So not letting Shuckle toxic so much of my mons where Bisharp can come in and simply finish them off and do that. So those are the three key things that you got to watch out for, that I have to watch out for, and that Drew also has to watch out for. So I didn't know who he would lead off with, and I figured Azelf or Shuckle is the prime Pokemon to lead off with, as I'm just going to send out Snorlax, because Snorlax is such a great mon to lead off with, as it does counter a lot of his Pokemon. But he sends out his power right away, going with the Mega Charizard Y, and simply Mega Evolving right away. So I'm a bit shocked, because I wasn't expecting that at all, and I did run the calculations, but I didn't count the sun, so I'm panicking that I cannot take this Fire Blast at all. And fortunately for me, I do live, not well, but I do, as I'm just gonna go for a Body Slam, hoping I can get a para. I do about 60%, or about 50, somewhere around there, and I'll get some more lefties. So we're at a similar spot, and I figured, hey, let's make the safe play, going to Go Goodra. And Go Goodra, she enjoys taking special attacks because she's got her Assault Vest and is really bulky, so that's not going to do enough damage on me, and I'm happy with that, as I'm going to force him to switch out. I went for a safe Thunderbolt because it's safe. It's simply really safe, and I get some damage off of this Shuckle, and I figured this Shuckle is going to be the toxic variant, and the safe play over here is Fluffy Not Big. It's a small prediction, but it does get me some momentum, because I will receive some lefties, and at that point I can receive 2 turns of lefties, which is awesome for Fluffy Not Big, because he's going to be forced to switch out, and I can simply proceed into setting up my Snorlax and go for a Curse. So I'm going to apply some pressure on him, forcing him to make a play that he perhaps doesn't want to do or has to do. So the Sunlight will fade, and I'm just going to go for a Body Slam over here, because I don't know what sort of Azelf this is, and it shows me that it's this taunting thing. I'm like, alright, I went for a Body Slam, that's awesome, no turns wasted, and I'm going to knock it down all the way to red. So I'm like, alright, I can just go for a Brick Break, because Brick Break will most likely take out Azelf, and if he wants to switch out, so be it. But Azelf goes for Explosion, and I'm like, oh snap, no. And fortunately for me, I do live it, but I take a lot of unnecessary damage, and I also reveal I have Brick Break on my team. So that was a solid play on his part, as he does a lot of damage, and I reveal a move on my Snorlax. So not a good time for Snorlax, as he's going to take a knockoff, live on 4. Thankfully, I am Impish and invested fully in defense, so I can live it. As I knock this Crawdon to the red, it probably had the Focus Sash, so it wouldn't have been a one-hit KO, but from this, I can simply proceed in putting out my Woodstock and simply going for a Volt Switch because he doesn't have anything that's immune to it, only resistant. So I can get the upper hand in this matchup and go for Volt Switch. Get priority switching, which is always good. So guessing from the pace of this game, you can tell that we are doing plays that we need to do and making the safe plays. I figured I'd go into Money because Money can take a flamethrower and likes to dish out that money to Electros. Getting the +2 is always awesome, but he will take a flamethrower. I figured he would, but he could take it. He could take it, and he's just going to proceed into taking these Electros out, going at +4. And at this point, I knew that the Bisharp was going to come on through unless he had something that was Choice Scarfed. So over here, he does reveal he has, I don't think he has anything that's choiced at this moment in time. So he's going to go for the Sucker Punch. At this point, I was figuring maybe I can switch out, but the Pursuit is very possible and it will take me out. So I see this thing is Life Orbed, not focused in any way or Scarfed. And he's just going to protect, see what I'm going to do. Maybe he's hoping that I was choiced in some way, but I'm actually Life Orb. So I'm just going to go once again for the close combat and do a decent amount of damage that comes in. So just do some damage. Do some work, Terrakion. Round 10 Terrakion making his debut with a KO. Showcasing that power and showcasing it. So Crawdon will go down to the might of Terrakion. That's round 10. It's round 10. And Charizard will come on through as he did make a solid play over here because Charizard does not take a close combat well at all, and it would be a 2-hit KO. I do believe it would be. So I do have the Rock Slide, but I want to make the safe play and go into Go Gudra as he goes for a Solar Beam, which is really interesting. Thankfully for me, I prepared for the Whimsicott, and I'm a Sap Sipper Gudra as I did bring in a variant of the Gudra, a Hydration Gudra last battle, so that might have done some work on him. And I'm just going to go for a nice safe Thunderbolt once again. Thankfully the sun is up, so that means my flamethrower is boosted and will do a decent amount of damage on this Shuckle. So the sun worked in my favor for this matchup over here, and GG or Go Gudra is starting to win a spot in my heart. She's just putting in the finest work, taking out this threat as if he switched into Charizard can't do a lot of damage on Go Gudra, and if you switch into Bisharp, it would go down to a Flamethrower. So Flamethrower was the safe play. As we're going to see over here, the Bisharp makes another appearance. I knew I could take a Sucker Punch from this fella right here, but he's going to protect, making this good play and wearing me down to Toxic to a point where Sucker Punch will take me down. So I'm forced to switch out because I don't want to lose Go Gudra this early into the match when Charizard's still around. So he does make a really good play here, making the switch, as I'm going to switch out into Woodstock, hoping that he would stay in and I could just simply go for Volt Switch, but he makes a solid play. I'm forced to stay in, hoping that I could take a Fire Blast, but we're going to see over here that I don't. That HP went down way too quick. It went way too quick, and I'm like, well, snap, Woodstock, that sucks. So I'm going to send out my round 10 Terrakion and proceed into going for the Rock Slide, as I should have earlier on in the battle. I was really fearing the miss, but if it happened, it happened, and I'd have to battle up from that. So Bisharp will come through once again and simply go for a Protect, which still baffles me to this very day. And I'm just gonna go for a close combat and do some damage on this fella right here, as that's gonna lead us to a 3-0 victory against the Oakland Typhlosions. Really good battle, Drew. You brought the right team and everything, and unfortunately it just didn't go your way. And we are 3-0, guys. That's so exciting. It's so awesome because we're becoming one of the teams to beat. And be sure to watch the Toronto Staraptors next week as we take on, I think it's the California Crawdons. And they are 2-0, I do believe. So they're going to be a team to look out for. And I'm going to really have to prepare for that. So be sure to subscribe or simply smash the like button. And today's MVP was Terrakion, the round 10 Terrakion, making his debut and winning number 1 pick in our hearts. That's right, you may be round 10, but you're number 1 in my heart for today. And yeah, so this is Cap signing out. And I figured it was a good opportunity to actually start setting up my Charizard and bring them out, as I predicted the rocks to come on through.
Fluffy Altaria. I go for another Toxic. Because I want to get rid of this Altaria.